Hi. Um. So yeah, another week has passed. Right. Felt by like it went like this. It felt like it went by like that. Was a rather hard week. I kept up every single thing I wanted to. I think. I didn't run some days. I didn't do like any of the stuff I usually do yesterday because it was on a Halloween party. But it still felt like the healthy choice. I added this week that I do not eat any free snacks, even anymore. And that was correct until yesterday. I ate like 3 M&Ms at the Halloween party. That's it. Otherwise, I didn't snack. And I think like it's a Halloween party, dude. Um, was really fun. Went as the Lamb of Cult of the Lamb. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed myself. It was organized by a work colleague and it was really chill. And it honestly just felt like a circle of neurodivergent people hanging out. It was really fun. My partner also really enjoyed it. Although we went really early, we went around 10 because we are EP at that time by then, sadly. It was really fun. We'll not go that early next year. We will go by bus or by train or something like that. So we can split up in the case because I really still wanted to stay, but uh, if you go there together, yeah, you have kind of the responsibility as the driver to actually return when the other person can't live anymore while standing up. Like that is obviously a non-drinking statement. It was just so tired. Um, yeah, so really fun, really cool, really appreciative. Um, I hope it didn't come off as us not enjoying ourselves. It was great. We loved it. Um, I felt like it didn't come off that way, but I still feel like But yeah, it was great. Um, really lovely. Loved the decorations and stuff. Was amazing. Huge respect to the guys. Um, so thinking it through, what else? I went running 3 times this week. I think maybe 4 times. Um, yesterday was basically a cheat day, so I guess half of the time. I think that's a pretty decent rate for how the weather has been. I could go running today. I don't know if I will. Because I don't know. I the work is really sitting like really crunching on my mental health by now, and it's hard. Like I was just in bed watching video like one for like 3 hours because I was just exhausted. I didn't sleep. I was just staring at screen and enjoying myself. Like enjoying myself actually having some time to breathe. Um we did a lot of householding, um especially for what I have been able to do in the household. I have done a lot of householding today. My partner has been like carrying that burden for me in the meantime while I was doing like 50-hour weeks for 2 months. But after 2 months, it's obviously too much. Also because that is also a thing that I said before them. One significant thing I completely forgot is shaving. I forgot for a long time, and then I only remembered when I was already supposed to sleep. So I like that goal took over for me because the shaving is more like a thing of like you want to go, like that was a goal that I set because I wanted to get into a routine and just to have routines that are generally healthy, right? So it's not that important to me personally. it's still bad that I missed it, but going to sleep on time is more important to me. So I'll just shave tomorrow and not forget in the future. um, yeah. I do not have plans for next week, actually, what I will add. I'll have to think about it. It will, or remove, for that matter, it will likely still be removed. But it might be add. Actually, what I've been genuinely enjoying is cooking, which is the exact opposite of what I've said a lot of the time. And it's because my partner has actually been coming home late. And it is really satisfying to put in effort to make my partner happy. And if it's not just to cook for myself, then I'm completely fine with putting in effort. And I genuinely cooked something nice twice this week. And I prepared other stuff to cook. Like that is genuinely more interesting than what we usually have. So I'm happy about that. I'm proud of myself for that. So I would like to put the time in. And also, I still haven't played Celeste again. It's now November. I still have 2 months to fulfill my goals in theory. And it's unrealistic. Really unrealistic. But that's not demotivating me. I just need to have the ability to play more. And currently, with the amount of work I'm doing, I would have to choose between Celeste and my partner, is what it feels like. And that's an easy choice. And if it's not Celeste or my partner, it's Celeste or the people that matter to me the most after my partner. It's like all of all of the people I know from Celeste. It's Doc. It's my best friend from Berlin. It's just taking care of stuff, and it is like this window into my life, how it could be if I didn't play Celeste, right? Like hanging out with people, enjoying some time playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's been really fun with Genesis format. It's been talking to people, having the time to just enjoy the mundanity of life, right? It doesn't mean I don't want to play Celeste. It's what I enjoy the most as all of my hobbies. Like I would sacrifice all of my other hobbies for that. And some time with my partner and time with my friends. But I'll have to find a balance. I can't like do binge play and then binge free like other free time activities. I have to find something in between. Something healthy. While still pushing myself. And that would have to be work less. Definitely. And I've been working on that, right? We talked about this last week, how it started, but it just takes some time, like so much time actually. And that is not at all what is fine with my head, right? I want to get back into the grind. Yeah, I think that's everything that I can say. I think my path to personal health has been going well. I think I need to, in some parts, be more honest with myself, with the goals. Because a lot of the time I feel like the only time I'm honest to myself about them is when I arrive in front of this camera and call yesterday like what it is, a cheat day, and not, oh yeah, I couldn't have. No, I could have likely if I just stopped work 2 hours earlier. Did 2 hours less work. That's all it would have taken. Picking myself over work. Right. I could have shaved. I could have I could have done my tiny sports activities that take in total like half an hour, and it would have been fine. That's all I had to do. Same with the Celeste. I'm like, yeah, I should play more Celeste. You just work 10 hours less this week, for example. Just work the 10 hours less then. Just play on the weekend when instead of feeling extremely exhausted. Right? That's the thing. What I did in the past is push through the exhaustion, which I genuinely still could do. That's not a negative thing. But I enjoyed the mundanity of just laying there for a while. I enjoy Celeste. I miss not using my brain on it. I might have to go back to 6B, despite my goals. We'll see. We'll see what I genuinely want to do the next time I start the game. Maybe I'll learn 2.5k finally. It's the last checkpoint I've never run. I should. I want to push myself. I don't want to go back to the comfort of 6B. And the reason for that is, well, if I'm pushing myself at work, why wouldn't I push myself at the things that I enjoy more than it? Why would I let work take that energy? Mao. The cat has been really cute. She fell asleep on top of my chest yesterday. It was so sweet. Don't know how long she stayed there because I also fell asleep like that. She's the best. So yeah, I feel like I've been working my ass off. I feel like I've been supporting the people I love the best way I can. I feel like I'm doing fine. But I want to do better, right? I've been worrying a lot about financial stuff. Not in a way where I'm like living paycheck to paycheck and it's like bad or anything. But like I feel like I'm in this hamster wheel, right? Where I feel like I'm saving up actually a lot, but I'm not doing some of the stuff that like not doing as well as I would need to for the one thing that I would actually care about. That would be owning my own home. It's it's a weird goal, right? Because I don't know where it will throw me in life. I really enjoy my workplace. I would really enjoy to live in Vienna instead of Salzburg because I hate Salzburg as a city. I don't like home office. These two things already contradict themselves, right? Living in Vienna, where a dog is, would give me a friend and a potential friend group in person. My partner would prefer it as well. The traffic would be better, the public transport would be much better. Life would just be better. But I'd have to find new work in an area that I care equally as much about. That's hard. Care about my colleagues. You know, the ones that actually invited me to yesterday and are close to an actual friend group, right? It's And the worst thing you could then do is think about like owning a home in one of these areas because you're stuck to it then, right? And that's just if you're considering just the two, which I generally want to stay in Austria. I am just figuring out insurance and stuff like that in a different country, especially at now not being below 18 anymore, where you get like basically deals for life which are better than if you buy in at any later time in your life. It's hard. Like I feel financially kept in Austria to some extent, which is fine for me. So you'd buy an apartment with a little garden, because that's the compromise my partner said. They would do a lot for a little garden. And we would figure it out, right? But where? Am I content with being around here? For sure, for a while. Maybe I don't know. We Whenever Doc gets his own apartment, we like live every second weekend there. I don't know. In Vienna. Maybe that's the thing. That would be fun. Having basically a second setup there or something like that. It's just I save up a lot towards it, but I want it to happen in such a short amount of time, right? It's Our lease is up in basically 1.5 years. My car will give out in the next few years, and from where we live, we I can't reach work with public transport. And even if I could, um, say like we have public transport regularly here, then it's still an 18-minute walk from the bus station to work. So at the bare minimum, it will be 18 minutes plus whatever time I need to get there. That's a lot of time. Considering I drive in the morning at least like 26 minutes to work or something like that. In the evening I drive 40 minutes home. That's half of the thing. Then I would be bound to go at specific times. Unless I wanna, walk further or live immediately there, and then my partner would have the same issue but in the other direction that I have right now. So there's just so much to think about currently. Because there is no perfect solution. I'll likely need to continue to have a car if I want to work there, to some extent. And if my car gives in a while, then oh, there would have to be a new car. But I buy a new car, like an actual one or a used one, that has the same issues my car has. It's hard, but that's just life. And it feels like this, and it just ends up feeling like this hamster wheel of having wealth that I cannot do anything with. That if I were to do even a bigger thing like a car, that would set me back by so much towards the goal that I want to live on my own somewhere. Like living for landlords is awful. I hate it so much. It's awful. You cannot change anything about the apartment significantly. You can don't make it more lively. You cannot just make it your own space. You have to accept so much where you can't just, oh yeah, I'll make this a bigger project, but in the long run it will actually be solved. You can't say that about this place. That's hard for me. Because I want to change stuff. I want to optimize everything. And that just doesn't work in this apartment. And rolling a new dice in 2 years or 1.5 years. It's just, it sounds depressing. Thing is, generally life is great, right? I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying work. Everything is working fine. I'm complaining about having a lot of wealth that I have nothing to do with because the housing prices are awful. That not even with the money that I have, I can do anything with it. Right? That's extremely privileged. And I am aware of that. It's still a struggle. It still feels like I'm living for other people. And it's like also this weird moral thing because I know what I'm saying is like extremely privileged and can be taken as like, oh boo-hoo, he doesn't know where to where to buy a property in case he can afford it in a few years. Yeah, I am well aware of that, but like it's I need you to understand that I've worked towards that my entire life. Like I've sacrificed every single bit of free time that I had since I was 15 and therefore allowed to work in this country towards saving up. I've never bought any free time stuff like except for like twice. And that was one time a Marth costume when I was like 20. Like other than that I was basically always saving up. The least responsible I've ever been with money was ordering in so regularly when I lived on my own. It's hard to talk about it because I know that buying a house in general is a life-changing amount of money, right? It is money that could help 3 other people in ways that I do not need help with. And I do feel guilty sometimes about that. About about not just being like, yeah, I'll just, you know what? I'll accept that life has this much to offer. I'll rent for the rest of my life, but I'll rent happily. I can't do that for some reason. I I don't really feel bad for wanting a place that I can call home though. It's I just want the place that I spent the most time at in my life, which is home, to actually feel like a home. And I think that is worth feeling the guilt over not helping other people with that money. As awful that is to say. That doesn't mean I'm cheap. That doesn't mean I don't help people. That doesn't mean I don't donate money every year. Um, but that means I don't take out like 10K and just move it to somewhere where a person could need it better. Right. So now that we had that awful talk, of which I'm completely honest there, and I understand very much if you decide that this is a weird way of being. um, to not delusion yourself into, oh yeah, you're so hardworking, so you deserve living better for that. To not have that illusion or that error, and still not, you know, sharing the wealth. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm in a position in my life where I can do that. If we were to be talking about how I have this amount of money laying around when I already have my own place and I have financial security, where I don't think anything could happen to me, I think I would be very much willing to spend money and on helping other people and to donate money. And I think I will get to that point in my life. I really do think so. I think that has to be a goal of mine. A point where I'm like, yeah, I don't need that money. I can donate 200 euros a month or something like that and feel good about that. But I'm not there yet. So I've been looking at my bank account an unhealthy amount, and at my investments an unhealthy amount. And it's like, I get it, right? You hear of all of these people who got rug pulled for 60k, for 80k, for like all of their life savings, for trusting in a get rich quick scheme. And I get it. Like, you'd think, why would they invest life changing amounts of money in that? Or all of their savings? And the answer is because it feels like a hamster wheel. Because 60k, or whatever it is, 80k, even 100k, 150 is where you can start talking in this country. That's the hamster wheel amount. Would you really buy a big car with that money? You'll take years to get back to that level. And at that point, most likely your car already needs to be replaced. So do you really want to do a hamster wheel with your car? Or do you try to change your life in a few weeks and then you have the life-changing amount? And it doesn't feel like you have that money laying around anyways. Even though you have. Because you can't afford the big thing. The apartment, the house. The combination of, I don't know, other things. I get it to some extent. I think it's still profoundly silly to fall for it, but I understand the desperation that comes out of the feeling of being caught at a financial stretch that doesn't do anything more for you. That is, it just came to mind. Like, it is, you see all more talk about gambling and talk about get rich quick schemes, and it, like, that's just the result, right? Even if you're wealthy, that the difference to what is livable or a normal life with a home you own, which I would consider a normal want, a normal need, a way to get to your workplace in an appropriate amount of time and work you like, and I don't know, enough space to breathe in is normal and normal to want. And that gap is still so large. Yeah, so the weight of the existence of the world, how it exists, is weighing on me a bit in recent times to an unhealthy extent. So, yeah, that's the conclusion of those ramblings. And I'll take and strive out whatever flag I get for that, because those are honest feelings. And I think a lot of people feel like that. And I do, in some sort, feel bad about them. But they make sense to me. So, about myself personally, about other things. Health goals, I think, are going well. I have a lot of stuff planned. Generally, like big things that I want to do as soon as I feel like I have the time for them. I think I have just so so many ideas that I'm excited about, that I want to do, and so many friends I want to talk to. Yeah. So, today was a longer episode, obviously. And I don't know if I talked about everything that I really care about. But I think that was an important thing to get out of me. And I'll remember until next week, I guess. I wish you the very best. And see you next week. Better shaven. Not with a 2 weeks beard. Or 3 weeks beard by then. Definitely not with a 2 weeks beard, actually. I'd like to hear from you how you feel like, because I think what is important is that the hamster wheel catches more and more people, and it's not just, classic poor people in quotation marks. It feels like it's expanding ever further, and not saying that I have the hardest time of all. And not at all. I hope that came across. But like it's weird, right? If you have like any of those fears, any of those anxieties, I'd like to know, because I feel like those are widely spread and hard to talk about. And I'd just like to know if you also have them. Well, I wish you the very best, I guess. It's hard for me to end this video off on that. But thank you. Bye.